пожалуйста. Вот, отлично, все, сработало. Прямой эфир. Okay, again, I'm gonna speak in English and we'll translate it later. Hi.
Hi.
Finally. How are you doing? How's it?
I'm okay, not bad. I'm trying to make the best out of this self-isolation. It's not easy, really, believe me.
Yeah.
It's very hard because I live alone. It would have been better if I lived, for example, with someone else or, you know.
You need practice.
Yeah, so I live alone. It makes the situation even worse. I don't go out much unless when I have to throw out the trash or go to the supermarket to buy something, and that's it. So it's been boring. How are you?
I'm good, actually. I think now I feel much better because my husband is with with our daughter most of the time in the day, and so I can work. I can concentrate on work. So yeah, actually, I'm lucky now.
Absolutely.
I don't know how it's better to translate later or right now. I don't know really how to make it comfortable.
I think you can translate immediately after I've said something. You can just give a very quick summarized version of your translation. For example, after I say something, you can just translate very quickly. Just the main points.
Okay. So, ребят, мы просто сейчас поприветствовали друг друга, рассказали, как кто сейчас работает в условиях самоизоляции. Нурудина, представься, пожалуйста, расскажи немножко о себе. So, first,
okay, well,
about yourself.
As you already know, my name is Nurudin, and the meaning of my name is Sunshine, and I'm 32 years old. I was born in Nigeria, and from the age of 18, at the age of 18 actually, I started traveling around the world. I studied my undergraduate education in Tomsk, from Tomsk Polytechnic University. That's where I met Elena. And after that, I went back home to Nigeria, and the story of my life is very long, so I don't want to bore you guys with it.
I mean the main points, about you, about your career, about English.
Okay. In 2012, I moved to Italy with my ex-wife. And that was for the reason of studying my master's education. After a while, I started to teach English professionally. I got my certificate as a professional English language teacher, and I worked in Milan. I taught English in Milan for 3 years. So during my life, I've been to many countries. I've been to countries like the UK, the USA, Italy, Russia, the Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, where else? Dubai, where else? Denmark, Germany, France. So I've been to many countries, and I speak about around 4 or 5 languages. I know, let me say I know 4 or 5 languages. Not perfectly, but good enough. And what else? In 2015, I moved back to Russia, and I was teaching English. Yeah, I started teaching English in Surgut. I was a teacher in Surgut for 3 years. After the second year of teaching, I got promoted. I was given a position of the head of department for the international communication and cultural exchange. And after 3 years, I moved to Krasnodar. I lived in Krasnodar for 1 year, and then back to Siberia. Now I'm in Kogalym. I am teaching English here in Kogalym. I've been working here for almost a year now, so less than a year, of course. So that's pretty much the summarized version of my story. So if you can translate that.
Что, друзья, перед вами Нурудина Тиджани. Мы знакомы со студенчества, учились вместе в Томском политехническом университете, жили в одном общежитии, где познакомились, да, и Нурудин меня уже тогда обучал английскому языку, я русскому. В общем, Нурудин посетил много-много стран. В Америке бывал, в Англии, в Европе. 3 года жил в Италии, где также преподавал английский язык и получил свой сертификат. Правильно я говорю? В Италии ты получил сертификат
Нет, в Праге, в Праге.
Праге.
Это Кембриджский университет в Праге. У них есть подразделение в Праге, где я учился.
Окей. И после этого вернулся в Россию, где сейчас живешь, преподаешь английский язык. В общем, у тебя есть все сертификаты, большой опыт работы именно как преподаватель английского языка. И еще ты владеешь... Да, и помимо этого владеешь другими языками, 5 языков у тебя в арсенале, не супер-пупер, как бы там говорится, да, не все там в совершенстве знаешь языки, но говорить можешь на этих языках. Вот, это вкратце, да. Okay, and my question is, as I working with Siberian wellness company, and it has offices, e-shops in 65 countries. So it's very interesting to develop international business in these countries. And for our partners, for my partners maybe, and for partners in other companies, it's very interesting to find partners abroad, like in Europe or in Vietnam or something like that. And I think it's very important to speak English and using your language. I mean, by yourself in order to communicate better. And my question is why it's important. Why do you think it's so important to know English by yourself, like to speak English?
First of all, like you've just mentioned that business owners, companies all around the world are constantly looking, searching for business partners from all around the world. Why? That's because they need more, and they need a large market. They need more people. The larger the market, the more profits they could make.
Yeah.
So that's why they try to look for partners all around the world. So and what do the first thing I always have in mind is, okay, I need a large market, but I want to save money. I want to economize. So if I'm going to try to open a business in Russia, for example, I'm going to need the language. I'm going to need people who speak Russian language.
Yeah.
So, or I can actually, if I could find somebody who speaks English, that would be much easier for me to communicate, to transfer my business procedures, my business etiquette, and so on and so forth. So generally for businesses, they're looking for people who already speak English because it saves time. Time in business is very, very important. If your process of producing or providing service is too long, people will get bored and look for other possibilities. So it saves time, and of course it's also efficient because people already know, they already have the foundation of the business, which was made in English. And if they want to distribute this idea all around the world, they need people who already speak English. So it will be easier for them to communicate, to establish, to sign contracts, to negotiate. Negotiation is very important. So that's another thing. And the third thing I would say is, of course, like I said, it's economical. If you're going to hire a translator, you're going to have to pay them, right? You're going to have to pay them. And that's another cost for company to inquire, which companies don't like doing. So just to summarize this particular part, it saves time, it's efficient for companies, and it's of course it's economical. So that's the three main points or benefits for business. Now let's keep it for that. You can translate.
Ребят, сейчас переведу вкратце вопрос, который я задала, и ответ Нурудина. То есть, смотрите, поскольку эфир смотрят в основном тоже партнеры Siberian Wellness, либо партнеры других компаний, у которых есть возможность выходить на международные рынки, охватить таким образом больше людей, да, это, естественно, больше товарооборот, больше доход. И вот сейчас я задала такой вопрос, почему важно именно самому знать английский язык, чтобы как раз расширить свои горизонты. И ответ состоит вот в основном из 3 пунктов. Во-первых, это экономит время. Если вы будете там через переводчик это все делать, это очень долго, и, возможно, ну, просто связь оборвется с этим человеком, с которым вы начали взаимодействовать. Во-вторых, да, это переговоры. Переговоры лучше вести с человеком, потому что это бизнес человек-человека, да, люди именно реагируют на вас как на бизнес-партнера, как на эксперта. И в-третьих, конечно, если вы хотите развиваться в международных рынках и привлечете переводчика, то на это нужно потратиться, довольно-таки большую сумму выложить. Поэтому проще, наверное, инвестировать в себя, в свои знания, в знания английского языка. Вот. Есть что добавить?
Well, yes, of course. If you want to, if we talk about personal development, apart from the the fun part of making money, which is very important to everybody, every person who is in business, if we categorize the benefit in two, for example, we have the personal benefits and the professional benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the personal benefit that one can actually get from knowing English and being able to use English as lingua franca to communicate with investors is, first of all, you have the opportunity to travel.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you have a partner in Thailand, for example, once in a while you may have to go to Thailand, and apart from doing business, you also have fun. You're gonna you get tan, lie around and have fun on the beach. That's very important, of course. Who doesn't want to travel? Another thing is you get to meet new people. So, for example, you have the idea of developing a business in, let's say, Siberian wellness, which is different kind of product. When you travel, you will even have the opportunity to meet other investors,
Mm-hmm.
maybe in conferences or something like that, and you can maximize, you can extend your horizon also from there, and develop another idea of business. So it's the benefits are just uncountable. And also, why is English important personally for a person? I would say for self-development also, self-development. For example, you want to read books in English, okay, just pick it up and start reading. So you don't have to first of all okay, oh my God, man, is there a translation of this book in Russian? Oh my God, how can I find it? No, if you speak English, you pick it up and then you're ready to go. You can also watch movies in English, all right? So if I want to combine this idea into business also, if you have articles, for example, most of the interesting articles for business are in English, okay? So you don't have to wait for somebody to translate it. While other people are already making money, you're still looking for the translation somewhere. So time is important. So you save time, you get the text, you read it, you're ready to go. You understand what you have to do. What else? There's a lot to say concerning personal development. Also, you can say, for example, you can learn more about even yourself, the world, because most of the texts also are in English today. Most of the texts are in English. So that's another thing. And if we talk about family, you are okay. If you speak English already and you already have this connection around the world with people, you know what to do, where to go, who is who. You can easily create opportunities for your children too. Okay, while your children are growing up, you can actually help them to, prepare them for the international world, because, the resources are not enough in one country, in one, city. It has to be, international before you can, so you can actually make more, you need to go international. So you can translate that for now.
Yes, a lot of advantages actually. Помимо того, что это вам польза будет для бизнеса, это, конечно же, саморазвитие, ваше саморазвитие. Вы можете читать на английском книги, тексты, какие-то статьи, смотреть фильмы на
английском. Travel part also.
Да. И, естественно, все мы любим путешествовать, особенно за границу, и это для вас будет огромным преимуществом, когда вы будете говорить на английском, можете объяснять вещи вот во время путешествия, общаться с новыми людьми, узнавать новых людей. И, в принципе, это все можно совмещать во время путешествия с идеей нашего бизнеса, знакомиться с людьми, доносить идею этого бизнеса уже новым вашим друзьям, знакомым. Я бы сейчас добавила, поскольку многие идеи бизнеса приходят к нам из Америки, то, в принципе, вы можете брать из первоисточника какие-то курсы на английском, да, не знаю, того же Тони Роббинса, либо каких-то вот таких коучей известных, и уже использовать их вот как первоисточник, быть первым именно в России. Вот.
So also mentioned the family part, talking about family.
Да, еще про семью, да. Да, еще про семью вы как бы на вашем примере дети будут развиваться, узнавать, учить английский язык, и для них уже будут расширены границы в будущем, потому что мир на самом деле очень глобальный, и можно с помощью английского просто расширить свои границы во всем. Вот. Ну, можешь добавить?
Yeah, now if we focus on the professional aspects, the professional category, or what are the professional benefits of speaking English language in the international market? So we can talk about building your career. Okay, if you're trying to climb the career ladder very quickly, it's just going to be much more easier for you to do, because nowadays, most companies actually look for people who already speak English, because everybody's trying to go global. Everybody's trying to go international, because the resources are not enough locally anymore. So the more you are able to, spread out your tent, the more opportunity you can actually bring in. So that's why building your career also is going to be much easier for you if you speak English, because you will never be out of a job, because you're never going to be unemployed, because there's always a company who will actually be ready to employ you because you speak English. That is a fact. Okay. So what else can I say? You can also have the opportunity to work abroad. International job opportunities, they're everywhere. All right. I remember the time when I was living in Milan. The fact that I speak English, the companies are ready to employ me, but I had a problem. At the beginning I couldn't speak Italian, so it was very hard to place me somewhere, because on one hand I'm going to be speaking with the international clients. On the other hand, I need to speak Italian with the local, with my colleagues and stuff. So it wasn't easy. So that's why I had to get a job as an English teacher in Milan. So yeah, career. So you can translate that for now. I don't want to say too much, so you don't lose the point. So talk about career, please.
Ну, что касается карьеры, это тоже большой плюс. В основном компании ищут людей, которые уже знают английский язык, для того, чтобы расширить свой бизнес за границей. Они уже ищут именно таких специалистов, не только специалистов в этой области, в которой там они работают, но еще со знанием английского языка. Это большой плюс. Плюс можно также найти работу за границей. Возможно, компания расширит офисы, откроет офисы в других странах. Но что касается именно конкретно, я добавлю от себя Siberian Wellness, то многие наши партнеры, они увидели для себя перспективы именно развития какого-то рынка и переехали вот в эту страну, где они сейчас живут, и им, конечно же, понадобился, во-первых, английский язык, независимо вообще от страны, где вы находитесь, первый язык — это, конечно, английский, потому что на английском говорят практически, я не знаю, там 100 стран, поэтому если у вас даже есть в планах переехать за границу, английский вам просто must have, как говорится. Okay, so my question is... Yeah,
actually, I want to add something. I want to add some more point. If we speak about a macro level of decision-making process, I'm talking about international government and global powers. Anytime they come together, they actually speak one language, and that is English. That's the language of communication in terms of decision-making process. So And any decision made in the micro level will affect the mezzo level, and then obviously will affect the micro level, which is us, the ordinary people. So that is, I mean, the clear understanding of the decision made. If you don't speak good English, you won't understand what exactly they're talking about because you don't feel it. So when they pass down the command to the companies, the international companies, the conglomerates, they also start making decisions, that will affect the micro people, the ordinary people. So if you understand English very well, you will be able to figure out what's being said from the higher level for you to know how to move. Because if you don't understand exactly what's happening, because it's language of business. If you don't understand what's happening, you will be making the wrong decision in the micro level. Okay, but if you speak good English, if you know English very well, or in a worst case, if you don't speak English at all, you will not understand the point, the main idea behind the decisions. But if you speak good English, or if you speak English at all, then you'll be able to know exactly what's going on, and you can be ready to make your moves as soon as possible and the correct moves. Okay?
Okay. Окей. Ну, английский язык — это деловой язык мира, в принципе, это мировой язык, когда все переговоры ведутся на английском, если вы работаете с иностранными партнерами, и если вы находитесь даже не на топовой позиции в компании, а вот просто позиции там менеджера, средний уровень, у вас все карты у вас будут в том, чтобы понимание вообще процессов, которые происходят, понимание переговоров, и у вас будет, так скажем, преимущество даже перед топовым уровнем. Вот, ну, я думаю, давай дальше продвинемся, чтобы уже перейти к тому, вообще как английский язык выучить, потому что многие учат в школе, практически все учат английский язык в школе, но не говорят. Вот, my question is why people, especially Russian people, studied English at school, but they don't really speak English. They can't speak English.
Well, I think this question is very popular, first of all, I would say. And I think the main reason is because the language is being taught by non-native speakers, first of all, who themselves actually do not feel the language. Because in order to be able to pass the knowledge, you need to feel it. If you don't feel it, then delivering the right thing. So another thing is the lack of practice. Most people lack practice. It's not enough to just receive some theoretical knowledge in school. It's you need to do more yourself. You need to find pen pals. You need to find friends abroad. Native speakers who actually speak the language from birth. So that the system is not providing that. I would say I'm not saying generally. Okay, I don't want to generalize here. Maybe there are some places whereby they provide. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially recently, maybe there are some opportunity for kids to communicate with other kids from other countries, especially from England, and so on and so forth. So, but the main thing is practice. Okay, without practice, you're gonna lack. So, and also bad pronunciation are being received, in school. The pronunciation of the teachers. I'm sorry to say anyway, but it's true, because the original pronunciation will help you to be in tune. It's gonna trigger a particular consciousness in your mind to be able to understand very easily, to be able to feel the culture, the tradition, the whole package, So that's pretty much it. But the main thing is practice. Students really like practice.
Ну да, I agree with you. То есть, смотрите, ребята, да, у нас практически все учили английский язык в школе, но мало кто говорит на языке, и Нурудин выделяет такие причины, что дети, да, в школе не чувствуют язык, потому что он преподается не носителями, во-первых, языка, люди тоже учатся этому в школе, потом в университете, и вот чтобы им действительно разговаривать на языке, нужно его прочувствовать, чтобы вот в голове как бы мыслить английским языком. И, конечно же, важно то, что нет практики вот языковой, когда именно разговаривают люди. И я могу тоже от себя добавить, в основном система заточена, ну, и, да, Нурудина тоже сказала, что система заточена от английского языка в школе, она не дает как бы возможности именно разговаривать, она вот в основном сосредоточена на каких-то грамматических особенностях, просто упражнениях и все. Вот, и что еще хотела сказать?
Больше практика.
Ну
More
да,
practice is
больше
necessary.
практики, но опять же, как эту практику получить ребенку, либо просто человеку, который, ну, вот хочет язык изучать? How to practice, like, by yourself, or where to find people who can help you with language, who are native speakers, or maybe.
Okay. Okay, I understand the question. The first thing you want to do is you want to receive as much as possible of the listening skills. Imagine you're a baby, you're a little infant who, you know, probably you, I don't know, you can imagine yourself as a little boy or a little girl. Naturally, humans learn languages, first of all, by listening. Okay. Adults nowadays, you want to just speak, you know, the first day you want to start speaking, blah, 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 blah. It's not done that way. First, you have to listen. You have to listen as many times as possible, as much period necessary as needed. You have to keep listening. So let's imagine a baby. First, the first year, the first 9 months, kids or babies, they listen to their parents. They're not saying anything. They're listening. They're trying to capture. They're learning consciously, unconsciously. They're receiving commands. They're processing it. The sound, the accent, the spirit. So that's the first thing you want to concentrate on. So what you want to practice, you need to switch on your movies or any program in English. Don't worry, even though you don't understand during the first period of time. Don't be sad. Your mind is unconsciously preparing you for the time. Okay, so you have to listen more. It's just very, you know, it's an irony because even in our real life, we need to listen more than speaking. Anyway, so moving on. When you get to a stage whereby you can actually combine listening and speaking. Okay, the reason why kids cannot, you know, babies cannot provide, or I would say produce a correct pronunciation because their brains or their immune system, their organs are not ready to speak correctly. That's why they say ba, 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 ba. But as an adult, you already know how to say pa, pa, ba, ba. You can already try to manipulate your sound, you know, to make a particular, you know, correct sound. That's why you can, parallelly listen and produce. Okay, so but you have to listen more to be able to catch the original pronunciation. That's very important. And you want to focus also on trying to learn vocabulary words, new words. For example, imagine yourself, okay, just give yourself a task. For example, okay, let's imagine I'm at a cafe in England, okay? Imagine the procedure. What I'm going to say, if I want to say, Здравствуйте, как сказать? Okay, hello, okay. And then you try to play the scenario in your head. Play the scenario in your head and try to speak in your head. Try to think in English, okay? It doesn't matter how much words you know. If there's a particular word you don't know, you can actually pause and say, 1 second. How do you say, okay, baklajan? Okay, in English, how do you say baklajan? Okay, then you can just pick up your dictionary and say, okay, aubergine. Okay, all right. Excuse me, I want aubergine. So you can do that in your mind, and then when you have that ready, you have to repeat it. You have to repeat it from time to time, because native speakers, they have the opportunity from birth to repeat and repeat and repeat for as many times as possible, and they become perfect.
Yeah, great. В общем, подход такой: нужно представить себя ребенком, маленьким ребенком, который вот первые там 9 месяцев жизни только слушает. Также и вы должны слушать английскую речь из передач, из фильмов любых, просто слушать. Даже если вы ничего не понимаете, вам нужно сначала вот привыкнуть к этой речи, слушать ее постоянно. То есть подсознание ваше уже начнет работать, и параллельно потом вы произносите те слова, которые вы слышите, ну, то есть вы их запоминаете. После этого представляете ситуации, в которые вы можете попасть, если вы, допустим, путешествуете, вы там в кафе, либо в магазине, и думаете, как нужно сказать это на английском, да, и уже сценарий проигрываете, да, и разговариваете, думаете на английском языке. Повторять это нужно много-много-много раз, поскольку дети тоже так же учатся, 50 раз слушают, повторяют, и вам нужно стать вот таким ребенком в английском, потому что люди, которые учат язык, да, тоже те же носители языка, они не сразу же заговорили на английском, они так же, как дети, ну, когда росли, да, они вот так же учили язык. Поэтому нужно именно стать вот таким ребенком, который изучает мир, изучает английский язык. Okay, and maybe you can talk. We already talk about your system. I guess it's your system of studying of teaching English. So tell me about your system. How do you teach English?
Well, generally, I try to apply the practical scenarios. For example, we imagine a situation. For example, how to go through the custom check or passport control. So real life situation. We don't just come up with some fantasy, some sort of situation, some history. No. What exactly a person needs, that's what we work. So that's what I work with. If you're an adult and you're a professional, or you're somebody who's trying to build a career somewhere in a company, I'll use your situation. Okay, let's imagine you have a visitor from abroad and you want to meet them. How do you meet a visitor? How do you welcome them? How do you, host them, and so on and so forth. So I use real life situation that is connected to your life, not some fantastic, situation, something that you really, really need. So I save time and I go straight to the point, and good to go.
Окей. Ну, в общем, подход такой, что в зависимости от профессии человека, да, кем вы являетесь, там, не знаю, врачом, либо вы являетесь там продавцом, закупщиком, да, в зависимости от вашей профессии создают реальные ситуации, Нурудин создает ситуации, в которые вам нужно вот просто пройти их, да, как поприветствовать человека, какие темы вы должны обсудить с человеком, что вы должны сказать, и вот через эти все ситуации, жизненные реальные ситуации, нужно пройти именно на английском. Как бы вы это сказали на английском? В общем, да, действительно, подход не просто из космоса или там из учебников, а реальная ситуация, когда уже человек попадает где-то за границей вот в эти события, да, ему нужно уже тут не растеряться, а использовать имеющиеся знания, которые ты даешь на уроке. Okay, as one more question, as the situation now, like isolation, we have to sit at home, and most of the businesses are online now. So maybe you already teach online. So do you teach actually online, and how you do it?
Yeah, I started that on Monday, and for now, I'm still kind of, understand. I'm trying to understand that the whole situation, how I'm going to be doing it. But I'm willing and I'm ready. Very soon, I'm going to go more active on this situation. So, and if anybody's interested, they can just send me a message, and then we can get talking and we can decide on what and how to go by. And so pretty much, we can just communicate later after the the live.
So do you use Skype or Zoom?
I use WhatsApp generally.
WhatsApp?
So yeah.
It's easy. And how long does the lesson take?
Last? Well, for example, some people prefer 45 minutes, while other people prefer maybe 60 minutes. So it depends on the person.
Okay, so and you also use this approach with real situation also online, right?
Well, yeah, it's easy to do, but generally my method requires, physical contact. For example, I need you to be in the classroom,
But
but in, this
can't.
situation, yeah, because of the isolation and stuff, I have to come up with a different way of, delivering this service, much, in an effective form in any case. So, yeah, I mean, I try to adapt the in-class session to online session, and somehow, I mean, it works. I mean, it depends on the person, of course, but generally it works.
В общем, друзья, если вы хотите вот сейчас, пока в условиях изоляции мы все сидим дома, изучить английский язык, пока есть время, да, как говорится, оказывается, ну, время есть, да, и можно использовать его с пользой. В общем, обращайтесь к Нурудину, можно обучаться через Skype, в зависимости, да, от вашей потребности, что вы хотите, да, там, подтянуть, какие знания, там, разговорного языка или еще что-то. В общем, уже можно задать вопрос в директ Нурудину. В общем, пишите ему, кому это действительно интересно, кому нужен английский язык. Okay, so I think one more question and we can finish this live. Also, maybe you can give some recommendations for people who want to start English, start learning English, and maybe some, movies or some channels to try to listen to.
Okay. In studying English it depends on the category you're much more interested in. For example, you want to learn how to read, how to speak, how to write, and so on and so forth. So if a person is a total beginner, zero, and you want to learn how to speak, then you have to, of course, you need to get a tutor, a teacher who would help you along the way. But you have to have your own personal interest, motivation, and goal. I want to know this, okay? So you don't do it just once in a while and then, let it go. So at a minimum in a day, you have to immerse yourself in this language. For example, like minimum of 2 hours. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. Yeah. Minimum of 2 hours per day. The least you want to do, like, oh my God, I'm so lazy today. You just go for 1 hour, okay? So try to listen, like I said, listen a lot. Whatever you do, try to, immerse yourself in English. Watch TV, get some, But what you shouldn't do if you're a beginner, total beginner, don't try to read yourself because you're going to develop a bad pronunciation. If you want to read, try to get an audio audiobook that will actually pronounce the text to you. And if you want, you can repeat, okay? Repeat, 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 repeat. That's how native speakers learn. Native speakers, they didn't just learn because they're so wise or smart. No. They learn because they repeated many times. All right?
Like genius, so, they do it 1,000 times to...
Yeah, same thing, thousands of times in a day or more than that, okay? So it's about repetition and, repetition. So that's pretty much it. So you need a tutor, you need a teacher who will help you to, will guide you along, and then you need to practice yourself. So that's pretty much it.
Ребята, рекомендации тем, кто хочет изучить английский язык, во-первых, найти хорошего преподавателя, а во-вторых, больше слушать любые аудио на английском языке, не старайтесь сразу читать и слушать себя, потому что у вас будет плохое произношение, действительно, вы не знаете еще пока, как это все действительно произносить, лучше сначала просто больше слушайте и повторяйте то, что вы услышали. Именно так учат люди язык, любой язык. В общем, слушать и повторять. Ну и обращаться, конечно, к Нурудину за помощью. Я от себя еще хочу добавить, ребят, ну, кому-то тоже интересно развитие международного бизнеса, обращайтесь ко мне уже лично в директ, расскажу. Конкретно по языку, по английскому можно писать Нурудину. Спасибо большое тебе за такой полезный прямой эфир. Я его сохраню, 24 часа он будет в доступе, возможно, еще выгружу на YouTube, но потом, то есть, что сообщу дополнительно. Thank you very much for your recommendations. It was very helpful for, I think, for everybody, and people can watch it at least 24 hours here in my Instagram account.
Okay, great.
So have a good day. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Have a nice time.
I was very happy to talk to you. Okay, bye-bye.
Same here. Ciao, ciao.